CJ, thanks for being here. Noah, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, CJ, we just got done talking to Wesley. What was it like to kind of see him, have the kind of game he did, and what's the kind of connection you guys have now? How much has that changed from last year to this year?
Yeah, it's great to see Wesley play like that. We all knew he had it in him, since last year. It could have been way more games where he could have way more yards. But this offseason showed me a lot from Wes. He grinded, he worked hard, especially when it was coming to our time with, throwing in the offseason. He worked really hard to be what he did today. So I really expected it from him because he's a senior. He's one of our leaders too.
TJ, go ahead.
DJ, I know we're only one game into this season, but based off tonight and based off last season, what do you think? What would you say has been the major difference in your game?
I would say my ability to take a shot downfield. I'm really, taking shots and taking risks. I would say I'm also running the ball better, running the ball a little more this year, but of this game for the most part. But I don't know yet until like a couple more games come up. I really see like growth, from last year.
Right. What is something you hope to improve as time goes on? What do you feel like you need improvement
I'll say, just being more accurate when I'm under pressure. You know what I mean? Ball started to sail out of my hand when I was taking hits or whatever the case may be, and I could be better in that situations. In those situations, I made those plenty of times before. So it was just throwing under pressure. That's really what it is.
on? Thank you.
Jaden, go ahead.
Yeah, CJ, y'all have talked about a little bit about Teddy Hoffman. What was it like seeing a young guy like him make some of the plays that he did tonight?
I expected it. I told you guys I had an interview before, like a couple of days ago, and I told you I saw a lot of growth in Teddy Hoffman, and it showed today. And I told you guys, like, Teddy is a great player. He's amazing, freshman out of Florida as well. So it's amazing to see what he did today. He's another one who came in the offseason working hard. Like he put in a lot of work to do what he did today as well. Like he made a lot of contact catches and a lot of plays for us, and we needed those.
Charlie, go ahead.
CJ, it was your first game with Kurt Roper, the new offensive coordinator, calling plays. Talk about how that kind of progressed throughout the game and what you felt like was different compared to last year.
Yeah, it's very, very more explosive offense. Rope is a very smart guy, and he's calling a lot of great plays. I love it from him. And, he's pushing the pace, and he's pushing the tempo, and he's not just one of those laid-back guys. He understands the situations, and he calls the right plays in the right times and the right moments. So it's really big to have an OC like Kurt Roper.
Rob, go ahead.
Yes, CJ. Obviously, there's two kind of ways you can look at this game. Obviously, you picked up the big win against an in-state opponent, but then conversely, the second half, you didn't get as much offensive points maybe as you would have liked. What's the mindset immediately after this game, and where do you think you go from here towards Virginia next week?
Yeah, the mindset is really finishing better. I feel like we started off at a good pace. Offense got it rolling, defense got it rolling. We just got to come out to have way better than how we did, and it's part of it is just me as a leader, just getting the offense going. Like we started to feel comfortable with our lead. We can't do that. So it's me as a leader. I got to get those guys going. You know what I mean?
And the last question for CJ will come from Noah.
Yeah, you mentioned Teddy in the game he had. And at the end of the first quarter, I think you hit him on 4 straight passes, then moved the ball into the red zone on your touchdown drive. What was that drive kind of like, and kind of be able to have that trust in a freshman like that?
Yeah, it's a great drive. I got him the ball 4 times. He's just a playmaker. Like, you just get the ball in his hand, he's gonna make a play for us. And it's that trust. It's trust from offseason. Like I said before, he was another one of those guys came in to work, and I just trust him. So I just gave him. Gave us the looks that we wanted, and I got him the ball in space, and he just kept on making plays for us.
CJ, thanks for joining us tonight.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Caden